days, and they're like, my uncle's a crypto maniac person and has all the insider stuff. Would you give me all your money and I'll make you millionaires? That's what I figured we were going, and maybe we would have eventually if they weren't so incompetent. But it's like, okay, whatever. And then they're like, you want to join my fan page? I was like, oh no, maybe this is a different kind of scam. Maybe this is trying to solicit me, whatever else. Like, no, okay, I don't know. I don't want to. So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so it turns out, and then they sent me a picture. I was like, what do you look like eventually? Because I was like running out of, because they were like saying stupid stuff. And then so they sent me this picture of, it appeared to be like a artist, like a music artist. I was like, are they like trying to pretend like they're a real person? And so I looked up this person, and they have a website, and they have this whole page of pictures, and found the picture, sent it back. It's like, you're a scammer. You're doing this stuff. Like, yeah, that's me. Whatever. And so I was like, no, it wasn't working. You're a scammer. You're not doing things. And I'd already reported them to Facebook at this point. Been like, they're trying to pretend like they're this person. This is the page, whatever else. And so then this morning, they were trying to talk to me again. They're like, yeah, but I'm not a scammer. You saw my picture or whatever else. It's like, no, you're trying to be a scammer, whatever. So and then I guess they decided that scam wasn't working. So like, okay, I'm actually this person, some name I'd never heard of. And so I was like, okay, are they pretending they're some anonymous person, or did they do it again and they're some real person? So I looked up this person. I was like, oh, okay, maybe we're pivoting our scam again. This is like some online sex worker person from Italy or something. It's like, okay. I was like, you're doing it again. This person is whatever. And they're like, I am a sex worker. Like, okay. I don't think I want to talk to you. And they were like, I was like, no, you're a scammer. You're a liar. Like, how can I convince you? You probably can't. So then I was like, okay, maybe they're done trying to scam me, but I'm just gonna like block them and report it again and move on with my life. It's like, okay, these people, that's the strange thing about a lot of the scams for a while were like kind of sophisticated, like, oh, I'm doing stuff in New York, and you can't really find the person, like the pictures, if you do reverse image search. But these latest ones have been just like stupid, like. It makes me frustrated for the people who are falling for these scams, because they've got to be really stupid. What numbers did we do? Oh, just kidding. First, we have other business to attend to, don't we? What question do you have from the test? Number 10. Oh yeah, piecewise function. That sounds about right. Bree was doing piecewise functions in her college algebra class, and she had seen them in Algebra 2 and in pre-cal, and now in college algebra, she's like, I finally get piecewise functions. All right. All right, we're supposed to graph the function f of x equals -1/2 x minus 1 when x is less than or equal to -2, and it's -6 if it's between -2 and 1, and it is -x plus 4 if x is greater than or equal to 1. Right? So, what should we do?
Put the dotted lines.
Yeah, get our regions laid out. That's a good first thing to do, for sure. I think there were several folks that did at least that step pretty much correctly, I think, if I remember right, which is good. We add pieces to our mental puzzle every time we eventually have a picture. So where are the regions we're looking at? Where are the dotted lines going to be?
-2x.
At -2. That's true. Where did that come from?
The first if statement.
Yeah. It came from the conditional, right? That -2 right there. Great. Where else? At 1. Which is also from the conditional. All right. What now?
It's set y to equal -1/2x minus 1.
Set what? What?
Solve it.
Solve what?
The -1/2x minus 1.
The -1/2 x minus 1. What are we going to do with it? I don't know. I got it wrong too. I don't know whether you did or not. So remember, this is where it's tricky, right? Because does this region, I'm going to label what this is. This is -1/2 x minus 1. Is the y-intercept here? Is the y-axis here?
Yeah.
It's over here. There's no y-axis in this chunk. All right, so we don't start at -1, because if we were graphing, it would be -1 over here, and then, right? So we need to figure out where it crosses this axis, the -2 axis. So how do we do that?
Well, we can then do the t-chart.
So we can do the t-chart, but let's not do that. Put -2 in for x. So we're going to find f of -2. And if the problem was not graph this thing, but find f of -2, you'd have to figure out which one of these things to plug it into, right? So you'd look at your conditionals. -2 is equal to -2, so that's why we're using this first line. If it was over here, we'd use a different line, right? So -1/2 times -2. What's -1/2 times -2? 1. What's 1 minus 1? 0. So our line crosses the -2 axis at 0. Is this going to be an open circle or a closed circle?
Close.
Why?
Because
Because it's equal to. Now what do we do?
Now, would you go down 1 and over 2?
So, yes, but that's a problem, right? Because if you go down 1 over 2, we're over in the wrong chunk.
So we go up 1.
Up 1 and back 2. Yeah, so you flip them both. Up 1 and back 1, 2. And we put a dot right there. Now what?
Now you just draw a line.
Connect the dots. That's true. But we don't, this one doesn't exist over here, right? So it's not really gonna be a line, it's gonna be a ray, right? Okay, now what?
Well, we do the next one.
Now we do the next one. His definition is -6. So what's that gonna look like?
That'll be a horizontal line.
Yeah, at -6. Easy peasy. 1, -2, -3, -4, 5, and 6. With open circles, right? What? Yes. Is that a yes to me or a yes to you're excited? Yes. Okay. Great.
Would you plug the 1 in for -x plus 4?
You would, to figure out the 1 axis, where it crosses the 1 axis. F of 1. What is negative times 1? What's negative 1 plus 4?
3.
3. Okay, so it crosses this axis at 3 with a solid circle because of this equals, right? And now what? Down 1 over 1, that's true. Down 1 over 1. Connect the dots. And there it is. Make sense? Good. Okay. The other questions from the test. Sure. Number 9. Equation and slope-intercept for the line that passes through negative 4, 2 and is perpendicular to that line right there. So, the fact that our line is perpendicular to that line means what?
The slope is the opposite.
Slope is opposite reciprocal. So what's the opposite reciprocal of, is it negative 1/3? No, positive. What's the opposite reciprocal of 1/3?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. That's true. On Sunday, I broke the plug for the access point, and I forgot to come up here yesterday and fix it, so having a hot spot. But at lunch, I'm going to go pick up a plug, and then I'll fix it. I don't care. Yeah, so our slope is negative 3. Not 1/3, right? So what would the word have to be if it was 1/3? Parallel, right? If the lines are parallel, they have the same slope. So now what do we do?
Put it into the equation.
Yeah, what equation?
Y equals mx plus b.
Sure. Or we could use point slope, but you know. We're going to put it where?
For m.
For M. Sounds great.
Then we insert the line that.
Yep, we insert or substitute the point. Right? So negative 4, 2. So what are we going to put right here? 2. And what do I hear? Negative 4. Now what? Multiply. What's negative 3 times negative 4? 12. Now what?
You're going to subtract negative 12 on both sides.
Subtract positive 12, but yes, that's probably what you meant. Well, b equals negative 10. Now what?
Write it in slope-intercept form.
Write it in slope-intercept form. Anything else from the test? All right, let's look at today's stuff. Starting systems. Which is great, because we're beyond the baby stuff. I'm saying mostly tongue-in-cheek. What do we do, 2 through 26 probably?
Yeah.
Number 2 is 2, 7. Number 4 is negative 4, negative 5. 6 is negative 2, negative 1. 8 is 6, negative 2. 10 is a picture.
4, 6, and 8 were pictures.
They are, but they have an answer, right? Where they cross. 10 is, let me flip over here. Number 10 is inconsistent once you graph it. Number 12 is consistent and independent. Number 14 is 3, negative 4. 16 is negative 4, 6. Excuse me. Number 18 is negative 3, 2. Number 20 is 8, 1. Number 22 is negative 1, 1. Number 24 is 1, negative 6. And 26 has infinite solutions. What questions do you have from that? Number 22? Okay, sure. Number 22, we're supposed to solve by elimination. On the test on this, in a couple weeks or whenever it happens, don't remember off the top of my head. Put that in the computer so I don't have to remember. On the test on this, you will have some problems that say solve using XYZ method, whatever it is. Substitution, elimination, Cramer's rule, whatever. You can get most of the points by solving it using a different method if you solve it correctly. But anyway. So you should learn all the methods, but you don't necessarily have to, is kind of what I'm saying. We're supposed to solve this with elimination, so what should we do? The top by 2 and the bottom by 3. Sounds like a good idea. Where did those numbers come from? If you try to eliminate the b's, that's true. So this is the same as this, and this is the same as that. They're already opposite signs, so we don't have to do any negatives. All right, so 8a times 2 is what? 16a. 16a. And then negative 3b times 2 is what? 15a. Negative 6b. Negative 6b. I'm not to the a yet. It is going to be 15a in a minute. Negative 6b. Negative 11 times 12 is? Negative 22. And then 3 times 5a is 15a. And then 3 times 2b is 6b. And negative 3 times 3 is? Negative 9. That's true. Now what? Now we eliminate. 16a plus 15a is? 31a. 31a. Those cancel. Yay, we did something right. Negative 22 plus negative 9 is? Negative 31. Now what? Divide by 31 on both sides. So what does a equal?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Now what?
Substitute.
Yeah, where?
The bottom equation.
Sure, that's fine. So 5 times plus 2b equals negative 3. Put our negative 1 in there. What's 5 times negative 1?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. Now what? Add 5 on both sides. What's up? Two b equals 2. Now what?
Divide by 2
Divide by 2
on both sides.
on both sides. So b equals 1. When it's not x and y, I just usually do alphabetical order on the order pair. Where's the question? I see a question forming in your brain. Where is it?
How did we get -5 on the second half?
Okay, so we substituted the -1 up here, and then 5 times -1 is -5.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What other questions from this lesson do we have?
Did we do 18?
Sure. By substitution. Even though it's set up beautifully for elimination. How rude. Let's solve 9c minus 3d equals -33. And 6c plus 5d equals -8. And we're supposed to solve this using substitution.
Number 18?
Yes, sir. So what should we do?
We solve for one of the variables.
We do. What would be the easiest thing to do? Definitely not. The top one. For which letter? What do you, and let me, what's up, bro? How are you?
So great.
So great.
So great. Just finished that test. Yeah.
So what do you notice about the numbers in the top equation? They're all divisible by 3. That's true. So that one's going to clean up the nicest. Which is the smallest thing that's divisible by 3? 3. So solve for D. Seems like a reasonable choice. Now, since this is algebra 2, let's stop for a second and think about this. Since they're all divisible by 3, what can we start by doing before we even start moving stuff around?
Remove the 3.
We just divide by 3, right? Divide everything by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. -3 divided by 3 is -1. And -33 divided by 3 is -11. That's right. That's handy dandy. Now what? Subtract 3c on both sides. Sounds great. Now what?
Divide by -1.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Now what?
Now we substitute D for the answer that we got for the second equation.
Wait. What are you saying? You're saying substitute it in here. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying something? Oh, okay.
On the other one.
On, the answer, oh, I get it. Yeah, okay. I understand what you were saying now. I just got confused. Yeah, you got to plug it in over here. (6c plus 5 times equals -8). Now what? Distribute the 5 sounds like a good idea. So what is 5 times 11? What's 5 times 3c?
15C.
Now what?
Combine by powers.
Good, where are they?
The 16, 15C.
The 6 and the 15c. What's 6c plus 15c?
21C.
21c. Now what?
Subtract 55.
Subtract 55. What is negative 8 plus negative 55?
Negative 63.
Negative 63. It's almost like they planned it. What should we do now? Yes, sir?
Divide by 21, and then c equals 3.
All that's true.
Negative 3.
That's true too.
Oh.
Now what?
You plug that back into the answer we got before.
Sounds great. Plug it in right over here. So D equals 11 plus 3 times negative 3. What's 3 times negative 3?
Negative 9.
Negative 9 plus 11.
Me too.
What other questions from this lesson do we have?
What question was that?
18.
Well, obviously,
Obviously.
clearly. Can do number 8.
Sure. We could do number 8. Oh my gosh, by graphing, bro, are you serious?
Which one was it?
8. All right. 8x minus y equals 50 x plus 4y equals negative 2. Okay, what should we do?
I understand why Helen was cold all the time. Continue.
I don't have Helen in any of my regular classes this year.
Sadness. It was her birthday a couple weeks ago.
Yep, I knew that because I do have her in a Grace class. What should we do?
Solve for x and y.
No, not or. The or is a problem. We're supposed to solve this by graphing, so we got to do what?
Oh, put it in the form.
Slope intercept form. Yes, sir.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Good. You don't have to raise your hand. Just spit it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the respect of it.
So respect, generally speaking, especially when we're talking about like a teacher-student situation, is giving the other person what they wish for. Like if I wanted you to call me Mr. Fulkerson, you should call me Mr. Fulkerson. If I wanted you to call me Mr. Sean, you should call me Mr. Sean. If I want you to answer my questions without taking up my time to figure out what you're doing and raising your hands and doing anything to go to the bathroom or whatever the heck you're raising your hand for, then it's more respectful, I would argue, to just say the answer.
Yes, sir.
That's not like, that's just like, I'm not even like fractionally subscript mad. I'm just explaining, right?
For your information.
We are going to put this into slope intercept form. To be clear on the name, I don't care whether you call me Sean, Mr. Sean, or Mr. Fulkerson. I don't care. It was very strange coming from like teaching public school for 14 years and then coming to teaching homeschool classes because it's always Mr. Fulkerson for a long time. And then coming over here, it's like, what's up, Sean? It wasn't like problematic. It was just weird. Anyway, what should we do?
Subtract 8x on both sides.
Sounds good. Subtract 8x on both sides of the top one. So we've got negative y equals negative 8x plus 50. Now what? Divide by negative 1. Sounds great, grand, and glorious. Y equals 8x minus 50. Now what?
Graph it.
Well, I want to get the other one going first, but yes, we are eventually going to graph it.
When you put the 8x minus 50 in place of y.
Okay, so if we were solving it with substitution, yes. But these stupid instructions say solve by graphing. So yes, and that would definitely be the better. And if we were doing it by substitution, I would probably have solved for x on this one and plugged it up in there if I was doing it that way. But we can't do it that way because they told us to do it different. Sad day.
We're not gonna have to
So
solve it
like us.
by graphing on the test, right?
No, you will have to graph a system of inequalities. So you will have to be able to graph two lines and shade a triangle somewhere. But that's like the last lesson in this chapter. So.
But you wouldn't make us graph this on the
No. No, there wouldn't be any reason I would make you solve a system by graphing on a test. Because it's, like I said in the video, it's more so that we understand, okay, this is what the solution means. Even when we get to a 3x3 system, it's still where three lines cross. They're just doing it in 3 dimensions. Okay, we got to solve this for y. So what should we do? Subtract x. Sounds great, grand, and glorious. Oh gosh. Not only do they want us to solve this by graphing, but we're going to have like fractions and big numbers. And this is just silly. Silly.
I agree.
Negative x minus 2. Okay, now what? Divide by 4. Accurate. So y equals negative 1/4 x minus 1/2. The numbers aren't even close together. Okay, we got this. Now we're going to solve by graphing.
Yeah.
Okay. What am I looking for? This. I'm going to count by a different number, which is going to make finding the answer exceptionally tricky because our y-intercept is negative 1/2, but we're going to do the best we can do.
We're going to try our hardest.
And then we may solve it by substitution anyway, just to see if our guess was even close.
That sounds nice.
Because that's the best we're going to get out of this one, right? We're going to have to guess. This is probably where this answer is. Okay, so for this one, negative 50. I'm going to count by 5s maybe. So negative 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So that one, right? And then up 8 over 1. So these were by 5, so up 5, 6, 7, 8 over 1. So something like that, right? You okay? You freaking out by the ugliness of my graph?
No, it's just the fact that it's going by 5 and we have 1/2.
Yep,
Yeah.
we do.
I think this would be yours.
No.
Okay, so this line, actually, you know what we could do? No, we couldn't, not really. We could change the slope. We couldn't change the y-intercept. Because we could make this, we could unreduce the negative 1/4 and turn it into like negative 10/40ths or negative 5/20ths or something like that. That would probably be useful. But the negative 1/2 is gonna be like here, right? And then down 1 over 4, which is almost 5, so something like that. So it's going to look something like this, more or less. And then we want to make a wager on what this point is right here. Negative, I would say it's like 5, -3, maybe. That's my guess. Let's do it with substitution and see if we were guessed correctly. So we solve this one for x. We end up with x equals -2 minus 4y, right? And substitute that up in here. We get 8 times -y equals 50. And then we're plugging in -2 minus 4y. Distribute. 8 times -2 is -16. 8 times -4 is -32y. If I make a mistake, holler at me. Minus y equals 50. I would normally do things this fast and skip steps, but I have all you eyeballs to make sure I'm doing it right? That's your job today. Combine like terms, we end up with -16 minus 33y equals 50. We add 16 to both sides, we end up with -33y equals 66. Divide by -33, we end up with y equals -2. Well, that's close.
Close enough.
Hey, that's what I guessed. That was my prediction.
Was that your prediction? Nice.
5 -2.
Nice. Putting -2 up in here, we end up with x plus 4 times -2 equals -2. X plus -8 equals -2. And then add 8 to both sides, x equals 6. So, 5 that's
Good enough for government work.
fine enough.
It's slightly off, but it
You
works.
know what?
As we did the best we could have done by graphing random. What are you spamming and why am I going to block you? Merchant enemy. I am from India. I am YouTuber. Okay.
Good work, guys.
Thanks for sharing. Merchant enemy. I don't know. Probably a gamer. Who knows? Okay. What other questions from this lesson do we have?
Watching an Algebra 2 video.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be funny if he was a like streamer on YouTube and he was streaming my stream, reacting to that. That would be funny.
That would be great, actually. What I just looking at it, it looks like I got it wrong. What are the answers to number 16, please?
Bro, I'm about to shoot you.
16, -4/6.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah,
We should do that.
we should
Okay,
do that.
great.
I agree. Actually, now that she wants to, never mind. Oh!
That's crazy, bro.
I know, I'm just so crazy, different, silly, all the things.
I'm not like other
No,
girls.
I'm so different from the other girls. I don't even associate with them. Like, I don't even think girls in her vocabulary. She's so different. Bro, I have 5 younger sisters.
I have no idea what's happening. I'm just here.
Yeah, it's because you're just like the other girls.
What? No, I'm just gonna draw some characters from Hollow Knight.
Yep, just like the other girls.
All right, we're supposed to solve this using substitution. Oh, you should come back from Hollow Knight. We're back to math now. We're not talking about girl power anymore.
Oh, God.
Am I being roasted?
No. If anything, I mean, you might be now, but if anything, they're being roasted. But we're supposed to solve this through substitution, so what should we do?
Solve the bottom equation.
Why? The top one's easier.
We could look nice after we divide by 2.
That's true. We could use that same trick we used before. In fact, we could do both. What do we do both? Why don't we solve the top one for A and then divide the bottom one by 2? Because everything's divisible. That sounds fun. Let's do both things. So if we solve this for A, what do we do?
Multiply by 4.
We add
Wait, hold
3b.
it. I'm not lying.
Add
That's
3B.
not what I said. That's not what I said.
You were trying to solve it with elimination.
Yeah, that is what I was trying to.
And it would be -4, which is probably the mistake you made if that's how you solved it.
Yeah.
Okay. Add 3b plus 3b. And then if we divide all this by 2, then we've got an easier thing to substitute into. That sounds all kinds of grand and glorious. So for the top one, we end up with A equals I don't even know what I'm doing. Negative 22 plus 3b. And then we're going to substitute it into 2a plus b equals negative 2, right? Wow, that's fun. All kinds of math number senses. Now what are we doing?
Oh, we distribute substitute the A.
Yeah.
In the second equation.
Substitute this. What?
I was gonna say divide everything by 2.
We already did that. That's how we got this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm encouraged, buddy.
My brain isn't writing sometimes.
What am I doing? No, I'm not even doing that. I'm just writing random gibberish because I'm looking at the wrong place. Averted. Now what? Write it in there, right?
That would be nice.
Now what?
Distribute.
Sounds good. Distribution. What is 2 times negative 2?
Negative
Negative 4.
D4. What's 2 times 3b?
6.
B.
B.
This problem highlights very well, just like another earlier one, that if for some reason in elementary you started writing your B's like this and nobody corrected you up to now, you should probably start writing your B's correctly. Or else you're going to get confused. B goes down, up, and around, not like a 6. Just saying. Slay. Okay. What are we doing now?
Divide my term.
Yeah, good. Where are they?
6B and
6b and b. What is 6b plus b?
7B.
Now what?
Subtract, add 44 on the other sides.
True enough. Now what?
Is divide
Divided by 7.
So b equals,
I cannot agree at all.
good. Now what?
do you plug that back in to one of the
You do. Which one do you want to plug it into?
the one with the
2A plus B equals negative 2.
Be fine. I'm going to plug it into this one because it's already solved for A. But you could also do what you're saying and plug it in here. I assume you're picking that because smaller numbers. That's fine. That seems reasonable to me. But I'm going to put it in for the one that's already solved for A. But you'll get the same answer either way as long as you do it correctly, right? And put the 6 in there. What's 3 times 6? 18. What's negative 22 plus 18? Negative 4. Good. I'm glad it do. Any other questions? We should take a quiz. I love this idea.
Yay!
Solved by graphing. No, just kidding.
No, Mr. Sean, don't hate us.
Oh, just wait till we do 3x3 systems. Then you might think I really do hate you. I don't. I just kind of have a little bit of joy in torturing people with 3x3 systems.
I think the solve by graphing quiz is actually an unusual punishment.
Yeah.
All right. Quiz 3-1. Page 141. Numbers 13, and 27. Ready, set, go. Yes, you may leave when you finish the quiz.